Good morning to one and all present here. So, on behalf of Department of Seed Science and Technology, ACNRI Madurai, I welcome Dr. Siddharaju sir, Professor and Head, Department of Seed Science and Technology, GKVK Campus, Bangalore, for coming over here for the PhD Viva and also the delivering the guest lecture on progress and challenges in forage seed production under climate change. And he has completed his UG, PG, PhD program at US Bangalore, and he had research experience of 28 years and guided 17 numbers of PG and 4 numbers of PhD students. And he has developed the 17 technologies and 4 varieties. And also he published the research papers 73 numbers in national and in international 11 numbers. And also he got 11 awards and also visited the 4 countries, that is Netherlands, France, Germany and Belgium. And also I welcome Dr. Proctor, Dr. Shiba, Professor and Head, Department of Soil Science, and also the chairman of the student, PhD student members, and PG and PhD students. Okay, thank you. Next.
எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். Morning all of you. So respected Professor and Head and respected good morning. So once again I'm thanking Professor and Head providing this opportunity to talk something about the seed production under climatic change condition. So I'm Dr. Rajsekhar, working as a professor and head in the University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore. So I have given some other topic to deliver. The madam wanted to give it on forage crops, but I was very happy to give this topic because when I was joined as a research assistant in my university, I was working in the fodder scheme only. I know a little bit about the fodders. So, and also I'm very happy to deliver the lecture about this because, as I said earlier, so yesterday we had a meeting with the private seed companies. The private seed companies, they, out of 16 members, they were given the research topic for the PG research program. Out of which 10 to 11 members, they talked about the climate change because the climate is changing. They are unable to take up the sowing of the crop right time and right place. As just now, Dr. Ashwin is he was recorded so many parameters with respect to the seed yield and quality. So why is changing from one place to other place? And what their main researchable area is to find out the alternate area for seed production. So in case of forage, particularly in case of maize, they want alternate area because they are unable to get the sufficient seed and also quality seed because of change in the climate. Okay, so because of that, I have chosen this topic. You know that what is the climate? What do you mean by climate? What is climate and weather? What is the difference between climate? Weather is the day-to-day changes which pertain to only particular area and also particular time. You can say it's a weather. What is climate? Climate is a refer to the larger area for longer period. For example, if you want to tell, we are going to tell, nobody will going to ask about the climate of Madurai. They will going to ask about the weather of the Madurai. What is the weather condition today? Like that, they are going to ask. So when they are going to ask, what is the climatic condition in Tamil Nadu? Okay, so like that, they are going to ask. So here you can see the earth is having different levels of layers. So you can see the troposphere is there and the topopause is there. Like that, there are 4 or 5 layers are there. In all the layers, we cannot cultivate the crop. The earth itself, we cannot cultivate the same crop on the same places. So some crop will be grown in some area. So you can see the paddy and all, paddy, ragi, this crop will be acclimated to southern part of the country. If you want to grow wheat, you have to go northern part of the country. If you want to go for coal crops, where the coal crop seed production will be taken place? Huh? Coal crops. What are the coal crops? Can you tell one or two coal crops? Yes. Where they are going to take up the seed production of these coal crops? In the temperate areas. Okay, like that, the same crop cannot be grown in the same place because of the variation in the climatic condition. Okay, so now what is the climate change? Now every day we are looking into go through the newspaper, go through the any news channels, even go to any seminars and any other symposium. Everywhere they are going to tell. Even yesterday they were uttering more on the climate change because of change in climate. One of the private seed company, what he was telling, madam, because of the climate change, is getting lot of toxin materials on the seeds. He wanted to avoid that. How to avoid these toxin materials? The toxin production on the seeds. They are causing a lot of minutes for the seed storage. So what is the climate change? Everybody, we are also telling, you are also telling, everybody is telling, change in climate. Why the climate changes? The changes in the earth climate that are expected to occur because of why the climate change is changing? Because more and more of human activity. What is the more and more of human activity? Deforestation. And then why the climate changing is occurring in the earth? Why? What are the reasons? So already I have written it is because of a human activity. What are those activities? Deforestation is one of the major points. Then production of greenhouse gases, and then
IT company.
production of ozone is also one of the major factors to increase the global temperature. And then we are all using refrigerator. We are all using the greenhouses and also ozone layer. And also we are polluting a lot. The pollution is also creating a lot of disturbance in the environment. And also we are burning a lot of petroleum products. You may be knowing when we were the student, if you want to see only 2 to 3 cars we used to see in the campus. Now we can see thousands of cars. What it means? We are burning a lot of petroleum product, increasing the temperature. When I was a student in GKVK, just it was 25 to 26 degree temperature earlier. In our hostel, we had no fans. Now, without fan, the students are not able to live in the rooms. Why? Because temperature is also going up. So now, okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So if you go to DKVK, now even today the temperature will be around 30 degrees Celsius. If you go to city, the temperature will be around 32 degrees Celsius. The 2 degree difference will be there. Why? This 2 degree difference. Lots of greenery is there in the GKVK campus. That is in our campus. Even here also you can take, you can feel the chilling temperature in your campus. If you go to Madurai city, you will feel little bit hotter. Why? Because the pollution. Pollution is also causing a major impact on the increase in the temperature. What will happen? Because of this human disturbance, we can see a lot of increase in the temperatures. So what are the gases which are contributing for increasing the temperature? You can see the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, we are emitting a lot of carbon dioxide. So even through our greenhouses, and also from burning the petroleum products, and also the sulfur dioxide, methane gases, because of more and more cultivation, the puddling type of cultivation, paddy cultivation, it increases the methane production in the atmosphere, and also the chloroform carbons, because of we are eating, everybody in the, if you go to house, every house they are having their refrigerator, which is producing lot of chloroform carbons. They are also increasing the temperature in the climate atmosphere. You can see how the different gases they are increasing the temperature in the atmosphere. What is the contribution of these gases to increase the temperature in the atmosphere? You can see the carbon dioxide, how much it is contributing. 56% of the temperature rising because of rising in the carbon dioxide concentration in the environment. And also because of methane, 18% of the temperature is going up. And because of CFC, 13% of the temperature is going up. And because of ozone layer, 7% is going up. And nitrous oxide, it's also contributing about 6%. So all put together, contributing more and more on the increase in the global temperature. So these are all the information I got it from agronomy people, because this is not pertaining to our science and technology. Some are taken from the agronomy people. So we can predict the changes, the climatic changes, how will it is going to affect the earth, the global warming, how it will going to affect the earth. So if you see the impact of this climate change, what are the major impact it is going to cause on the earth? What is the major impact? Particularly, it will going to alter the global temperature, and also it will going to alter the concentration of the carbon dioxide in the atmospheric air. How it will going to alter? It will going to increase the temperature, and also carbon dioxide automatically they are going to increase, and also deficit in vapor pressure. So because of deficit in vapor pressure, what it's going to do? It will going to increase the precipitation in the earth. Okay, the precipitation you may be knowing, erratic rainfall. Just now I was presenting. So there is a erratic rainfall during October and November. So this is mainly because of change in the climatic condition or change in climates. So actually nowadays, actually I was crop coordinator for red gram. So we have taken 1,000 acre of red gram tree production program. Every year we used to take in the same places. So the last 3 years back, I have arranged 1,000 acres of seed production program of red gram in the same area. Because of heavy rainfall, we could not get even single flower from the 1,000 acres of red gram seed production program. So finally, we made a committee and we visited, and finally we find out that because of the heavy rainfall in the particular area, the soil temperature was gone to less than 15 degrees Celsius. Because of that, there was no flowering. We could able to observe the flowering where? On the roadside, because buses and other vehicle they used to move on the roadside. Because of that, there was a rise in temperature for about 3 to 4 degrees. So it was major impacts on the flowering of the crop. So why I am telling this? The area where we used to produce the red gram, it was a dot area, the poor rainfall area. So the poor rainfall area, they are getting 200% more rain. Why this all happening? This is mainly because of change in the climate. And what is the main effect of change in the climate? If you see, mainly the climate change will going to affect on what? It is affect on agriculture. You may be knowing, if some climate changes occur, if it's something is happened in this room, you can go for fan, you can go for AC. So we can comfortably sit, but not for agriculture. Agriculture requires appropriate climatic condition. Why we are selecting the Kharif season for the taking the soil? Why not other seasons? Because Kharif season will be convenient for the germination. It is congenial for the growth and development of the plant. It is congenial for the appropriate pollination. It will be congenial for the seed setting. That climatic condition will be more suitable for the growth, and not only for growth, so finally we can harvest the good yield with appropriate quality of the seed material. Why not other season? So because anything is happened on climate, definitely it will going to affect. The first and foremost thing will be affected by the climate changes our agriculture. So what will happen? The plant growth and development will going to affect it. Finally, we are going to get the reduced type of profits. So I was telling you about the afforestation. Why the temperature is rising? One simple example I would like to quote here is, so you might have heard about Kurg, where the Kaveri is originated. That is the place. It is high rainfall place in Karnataka. It's one of the high rainfall place. place in Karnataka. Now, there also we are getting abrupt rates, mainly because the deforestation. For the in the name of development, the latch together the trees are destroyed. Lakhs of trees and updated type of rainfall in the poor which one. That's why even today the KRS they are not getting even single drop of water. In other places they are getting the dams are filling. In other places, okay, but in Kaveri we are not getting water. Why we are not getting the water? Mainly because so already we are telling the climate change. Because of the climate change, we can see lot of disturbance in the ecosystem in the earth. So how to predict this? There are several models and scenarios are there. Based by using those several models and scenarios, we can predict the changing climate. So here I am going to tell you one simple thing. The climate change scenario for India, what will happen? So if you see what will happen if 1% or 1 degree or 2 degree temperature increases, what will happen? What will happen if it increases in a Rabi season? What will happen if it's increasing Kharif season? See here, I'm showing this the just 1% increase in the temperature in Rabi season, it will going to reduce the 1.95% of the rainfall. And you can see if 1.5 for degree centigrade increase in the temperature in Rabi season, it will going to reduce 4.36% of the rainfall. So you take Kharif. Kharif, there is no much impact on the Kharif season. Only the impact will be more on the Rabi season. So if climate, the temperature, global temperature increases, it will going to alter the rainfall pattern of the this one, particularly in case of Rabi season as compared to Kharif season. So I asked some agrometeorology in our university, why this kind of disparity among the seasons? Then he told, in the Kharif season, the temperatures will be normal in nature. If you rise in one degree or 2 degree, nothing will going to happen. It will not going to affect. But during the Rabi season, usually winter season will be there. The temperature will be very less. That temperature should be there for agroclimatic conditions. If it is rise to 2 to 3 degrees Celsius, what will happen? It will going to abrupt the rainfall patterns. Okay. So what will happen if you see during 2080s? Now it's okay. Just we are getting less rainfall. If you go for 2080 during Rabi season, if you rise in temperature 4.14 degrees Celsius, we are going to lose about 24.83% of the rainfall. And Kharif, if you rise 2.91 degrees Celsius of temperature, so it will going to add. See, in Rabi season, we are going to lose the rainfall because of rising temperatures. In Kharif season, we are going to gain the rainfall because of rising temperature. What it indicates? Because Rabi season should be known for drought condition as compared to Kharif season. Even today, what we are getting, what is the rainfall nowadays we are getting? We are getting rainfall. So throughout the week, we are going to get the rainfall. Instead of 100 mm, we are going to get 300, 400 mm of rainfall. Then we are not going to get the rainfall even for next 1 month. That is the situation we are facing in future. This situation will be more and more severe because of change in the climatic conditions. So, what is the future carbon dioxide level? What will happen? Future. The carbon dioxide level, you know that it is every day increasing. I told already in our room when I was doing my UG program, we had no fans. Now the fans are very much required. Why? This is mainly because of rising temperature. How the temperature is going to rise? So here the carbon dioxide level is also rising every day. Every day it's rising. You can see in Bangalore condition during 2000 years and 2000 the carbon dioxide concentration was 369 ppm. Okay, so now Now it is reached up to 400 ppm. That means the carbon dioxide is increasing like anything in every year. And if it see the 2050 or 2060, it will rise to 623 pp. So that means it is almost double for next another 50 years. It is going to double. So one of the paper just I was reading few days back. So we can tell the existence of this earth is around 10,000 years. So 10,000 years. Out of 10,000 years, the earth is destroying. You know that. Slowly it is deteriorating. So 10,000 years, how much we are destroyed, you know? So the same amount of the destruction was done during last 50 years. The destruction done in the planet during last 50 years is equal to the destruction was happened in last 10,000 years. That means we are destroying the ecosystem on the earth every year. So because of that, what will happen? The carbon dioxide concentration is increasing. What will happen if carbon dioxide concentration increases? Yeah, what will happen? Huh? Depletion of oxygen will takes place. Particularly, one of the students yesterday she was doing a seminar on this same topic. Only I asked her, what happens if carbon dioxide is increases? She said, if carbon dioxide increases, so automatically the yield will going to increase. She said correctly. If carbon dioxide concentration increases, usually it will help in the photosynthetic activity, and finally we can get the good yield. No doubt in that. But the carbon dioxide will not only helpful for the plants. And next, what will going to do this carbon dioxide? We can see carbon dioxide what's the temperature. What will happen? If carbon dioxide concentration increases in the atmosphere, what will going to happen? See, if it carbon dioxide concentration increases to 400 ppm, what will going to happen? The temperature will go up to 0.8 to 2.4 centigrade Celsius. If it go to 550 ppm, what will happen? You can notice nearly about 1.5 to 4.4 degree of rise in the temperature. What will happen if 4.4 degree temperature rise in the atmospheric condition? What will happen? It will going to affect the plant system. So the rise in concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmospheric condition automatically it will going to increase the climatic temperature. So some of the top scientists there taken and given some warning about the change in climatic condition. So if you see the first sentence, the world has just 10 years to cut greenhouse gas emission or risk runaway climate change that could make many part of the planet uninhabited. That means if you continuously go for the use of greenhouse conditions, some part of the world will become uninhabited. The people cannot be living that particular place mainly because of change in the climatic condition. This change in the climatic condition is mainly because of the human activity. It is going to disturb the Earth ecosystem. Here you can see this left side, the change in temperature, the predicted to rise by 2 to 4.5 degree by 2000, 1000, even if the carbon dioxide levels are stabilized at 550 ppm per million, roughly double the current level. So it will going to rise double the current level. The level will going to double in 2010. That means if it is double, even now we are unable to live. If it is double, we cannot live. What will happen? It will become uninhabited areas. So if you see the changes which are occurring in the sea level because of rising temperature, change in the climate, what will happen? See that if the carbon dioxide concentration are stabilized at the level of 550 ppm, and the sea levels could rise by further 30 to 80 centimeters by 2300 years. So if it rise about 80 centimeters, it's almost 1 meter. What will happen if it rise? Hmm? What will going to happen if rise in the sea level? So you might have heard Netherlands. What it means? What is Netherlands? Netherlands is the place under the water. Huh? So most of many countries will not going to find their existence. It rise. So if you, after 2,300 years, if you come and see, many countries will not be existence in the on the earth. So what will happen if you see the warming? The expected to be the greater over land at northern latitude than the southern latitude. The temperature warming will be more in the northern latitude as compared to southern latitude. If the temperature is rising like this, we can see the warming in the global temperature, particularly in the northern latitude. And if you, what will happen on the weather condition, the weather extremes, we can see the heavy rains and also heat waves very likely to be become more and more frequently. We can see the rains, abrupt rains. Sometimes we may get 100 rainfall. Usually we used to get 10 or 20 or 30 If it is 100 means it's abrupted rain. So like that we may get because of change in the climatic condition. So what is the main impact on the climatic condition? The main impact of change in the climatic condition is mainly on the agriculture. You can see the first and foremost impact will be on agriculture and forest. So you know that the according to the nature law, some part of the forest should be there to maintain the ecosystem. So if it is destroyed, what will going to happen? The climate will going to change. So once again, it will going to affect on the forest only. Sea level will going to increases and biodiversity will going to change. Why we are searching for the alternate area for seed production? Because this area is not suitable. You have to go for some other area which is suitable for growing of that particular crop. Okay. And water level is also going to increases and infrastructure. Mainly, it will going to affect the health of the human beings. So possible effect of the climate change on agriculture. So what will going to happen on the agriculture if climate is changes? You can see the increase in carbon dioxide. So if it increase in the carbon dioxide, what will going to happen? It increases the automatically it will going to increase the temperature also and change in crop water requirement. If temperature is more, what is happen? The crop requires more and more water. You have to go for more and more irrigation and also fertilizer use efficiency will going to decreases. Okay, fertilizer use efficiency will going to decreases. The population dynamics of the pest and disease. What will happen if temperature is more? The population dynamics of pest and diseases will more because at higher warm temperature, the pest and disease activity will be more. You know that. If you store the seeds at 30-35 degrees Celsius, definitely you are going to affect it with the pest and diseases. Why? Because of the warming temperature is going to help the reproductive system of the pest and diseases. And the extreme weather events. There may be drought, there may be flood, suddenly there may be rainfall. These extreme weather events will going to occur. And quality of agricultural produce, particularly to relate this sentence with the seeds, then be able to harvest the quality seeds. Just now he was telling a particular season was not good. The particular season is better for harvesting of the quality seeds, which is going to give the higher yield along with the quality. What will happen if it is extreme condition? We cannot get the quality of the product. Maybe other product, particularly related to the seeds, we cannot get the quality. Sometimes we can produce, we cannot store it for longer period. As I said, already subjected to the accelerated aging. Even they are unable to tolerate even 3 days of accelerated aging because of the climatic condition which is existing at the time of crop growth and increasing sea level and fluctuation in the food production. Finally, ultimately, we are end up with the fluctuation in the food production. So, if the crop is unable to produce the required quantity of the yield, then it is going to, usually we know that what is happening now, the arable area every day is decreasing, isn't it? So, because of industrialization, because of urbanization, because of so many things, the every day we are losing the arable area, cultivable area is reducing. And what we have to do? We have to Horizontally, we stop it. Already it is over. We have to go vertically. The production should be produced vertically. We have to increase the production. Okay. So, under such situation, the food production will go into reduces. So, in addition to that, we can also see some of the indirect effects. What are those indirect effects? Particularly, this indirect impact of the climate change will be more on pest, diseases, and also weeds. I told already what will happen for the pest if the temperature rises. The pest incidence will be more. So, we're going to tell the take the crop in a particular season, particular date of sowing. If you alter the sowing date, what will happen? The pest and disease incidence will be more because of so many reasons. Here, the pest, the population will going to increase. How? Because warmer climate will going to increase the pest population because it will going to enhance the reproductive stage of the pests. Even diseases also, the hot and warm climate it will going to favors the multiplication of diseases like bacteria, virus, or fungi. The more the temperature is more, the diseases will be more. So usually what will happen, even if you take the any seeds in storage borders, if you store the seeds at lower temperature, you can protect the seed from pest and diseases, isn't it? If you store at higher temperature, definitely it will be infected with either the pest or diseases. So because the pest multiplication will be faster with higher temperature, warmer conditions, and sometimes it is difficult to control. So now it's okay if the temperature is rise to another 3-4 degrees. It may be difficult to control these disease incidents or pest incidents. And finally, if you see the weeds, so here one of the agronomists he told the weed scientist I went to him and asked, there are 18 worst weeds out of which the 14 weeds are C4 weeds. The C4 weeds are more tolerant to the higher temperature. If you expose the C4 weeds to the higher temperature, the production and productivity of the weeds will going to increases. So what will happen? Our crop will going to suffer from the higher temperature. In other way, the weeds are going to take the upper end. Okay, with the change in climate. Here you see the C3 plants can be survived at a temperature of about 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. So if it is temperature rise, it will not going to tolerate. You can see the C4 plants which will tolerate up to 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Even further, it will going to tolerate. And you can see what they have taken the one example of weeds. That is a pig weed. It is C4 plant. Just rise in 3 degrees Celsius of temperature in the atmospheric condition, it will going to increase about 240 times of its biomass. So you can imagine the adverse effect of the climatic condition, particularly just not only other factors, just to take only weed, just calculate the adverse effect of the weed on the agriculture production. So what will happen? It's going to reduce the yield and high cost of cultivation. Not only it will going to reduce the yield, in other way, the cost of cultivation is also going to increase because of the we have to control the pest, we have to control the disease. Meanwhile, we have to remove the weeds. It increases more and more of cost of cultivation and say 30% reduction in the crop yield only due to change in the population dynamics, particularly in case of pests and diseases and weeds. Not you keep all the thing apart. Just to think about the pest, disease, and weed in future. If your climate is changes like this only, it is going to reduce nearly about 30% of the yield. And why the productivity decreases despite of high concentration? I told high carbon dioxide concentration will going to it will add the positive relation with the crop yield. If it is constant, carbon dioxide concentration is increases, particularly it will going to increase the yield. But here, how it will going to decrease the yield? You can see the factors that are largely affected by the predicted change in the climate is temperature. What will happen if the temperature changes? The phenology of crop will going to change. The phenology means its crop duration is going to reduces. So usually the crop duration will be around the many crops around 120 to 130 days. Most of our cereal crops and pulses will be around 80 to 90 days. Like that, the crop duration, if the crop is there on the field, there in the field for about 90 days or 120 days, we can harvest optimum yields. If it is ready, what will happen? If the crop duration is ready, automatically, you might have known, the long duration crops are going to yield more as compared to short duration. So here, because of forcibly the duration of the crop is reduced, what will happen? The yield will also going to reduces. And the net carbon gain is also going to reduces and respiration rate is going to increases. So once the respiration rate is more, what will happen? Its efficiency will going to decreases. These are all the information I got it from the agronomy paper. So here you can see finally what is efficiency of the particular plant will going to reduces and it will going to affect the cell metabolism, particularly in case of mitochondria, chloroplast, and everything will going to affect it. This is mainly because of rising carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide in fact it will going to increase the global temperature. So this picture shows that any plant want to produce the optimum crop yield, the photo period temperature should appropriate and optimum at the time of crop growth. So this is the one slide where we are going to tell you about decrease in the duration, how the duration is going to decrease when the temperature rises. So here they have given, so it is mainly depending upon the growth degree days concept, GDD concept. So what is growth degree days concept? The GDD is one. It is a summation of daily mean temperature above the base temperature. Daily mean temperature above the base temperature. Some base temperature will be there. So if more than the base temperature is called as a GDD. For example, total GDD needed to complete a defined growth stage fixed. For completion of the growth stage, some GDD is required. For example, for some crop it is 800 GDD, some crop 300 GDD. The 300 GDD should be there to complete the crop growth. For example, the anthesis to maturity takes about 800 GDD. So 800 GDD is required to complete that crop growth. But what will going to happen here? Days taken to reach 800 GDD depends on the mean daily temperature. Here you can see. Here you can see. See, this is the 25 degrees Celsius. The crop is grown at 25 degrees Celsius. Other side, the crop is grown at 30 degrees Celsius, and there compare the GDD, that is 800 GDD. Okay, so here the days taken to attain 800 GDD is about 40 days at 25 degrees Celsius. The days taken to reach 800 GDD is just 32 days at 30 degrees Celsius. That means the crop growth was shrunken. I mean, crop duration was shrunken because of the high temperature. When the crop duration is shrunken, automatically yield is also going to reduces. So not only it is also affect the changing climate will also going to affect the hydrological cycles. What are the hydrological cycles? The rainfall during Kharif season will going to increases and in other season will going to reduces. I told already. For Rabi season, if we increase in 1 degree Celsius, we are going to decrease in the rainfall pattern. So Kharif season, we are going to get more and more rainfall as compared to Rabi season. In one way it is good, in other we are going to get the drought situation. Number of rainy days is going to decrease by about 15 days. So now what is the rainy days in Madura? It's around 35 to 40 days. So if it's 15 days of decrease in 40 days. So, and you can see the rainfall intensity is expected to increase 4 mm per day. And drought and flood will become more and more severe. If rainfall rate is increased, the intensity of the rainfall is increases in Kharif season, it leads to the flood condition. If there is no rainfall in Rabi season, it leads to the formation of drought condition, isn't it? And also, ice. What is the impact of this on ice? Ice will going to melt. If ice melts, what will going to happen? You can see the sea level rise can in low-lying coastal regions. Salinity is going to more and more. Finally, rate of soil erosion and degradation. Oh, in earlier days there was no soil erosion. Now we are constructing the that barrier around the coastal regions to avoid the soil erosion. What will happen on the soil? The temperature is more. What will happen? The soil organic matter is going to reduces. Finally, microbial activity is also going to reduces. The temperature increases like this. What will going to have? Some other day it will become deserts. Okay, so it will have a direct impact on these things. So if you see the climate change, what will happen on the origin of the bees? The possible impact of climate change. So what can the bees tell us? The study and foraging activity of bees under different temperature regimes in sunflower. I am going to tell you how they are going to foraging for the sunflower. See, this is the one experiment which was conducted by the entomologist. Here you can see there are three places they have conducted. Bangalore condition with the 28-degree normal temperature and Ranebannur condition 30-degree normal temperature, and Raichur is little bit hotter than next. It is 30 degrees Celsius, and foraging of the honeybees are recorded. You can see in case of Bangalore condition, you can see the Bangalore bees work harder throughout the day. From morning to evening, they have recorded the observation from morning to evening. You can see these blue lines, which shows the foraging of the honeybees. Throughout the day, they are collecting the, and intensity will be less. So going, collecting the nectar, and next after 1 hour going collect. Throughout the day, it's collecting. Just you go and see in the Ranebannur, what will happen in Ranebannur? It's a red color in the morning and also in the evening. In the middle, they are taking rest. So, but intensity is more. So it has to be rushed and get collect. It has to be rushed and collect. Okay. So you go to Raichur. Here you can see only in the morning that green color. Only morning they are going for foraging. In the evening they are taking rest. This is mainly because the temperature play a major role, particularly on the pollinating insects. So higher temperature restrict foraging and may thus limit pollinations. So if you see the changing climate, which are the vulnerable places in the country, so you can see. So looking into this, we are a little bit happier because southern part of the country is somewhat safer as compared to northern part. Here you can see these are all the vulnerable areas. They will be more affected than the southern part of the country compared to the southern Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and the southern part of the Andhra Pradesh. They are little bit better for changing climatic conditions as compared to rest of the states of country. So the climate change is going to occur mainly because of, I was telling, because of human activity, not only human activity, because of the population of cattle. So here you can see in 1995, according to some data, it is 278 million adults. So if you go and estimate during 2025, it will become 344 million adult population there. That means increasing adult population. Even increasing in the cattle will also going to increase the climatic temperature. They are also the big contributors. So what will happen if you see the supply and demand scenario of forage crops? So here you can see just in simple what I'm going to tell. In 1995, the green forage crops deficit about 59.95 and dry forage is about 19.95. So after another 3 years, 2025, if we estimate, we can see the 64.87 deficit of green fodder and 24.92. That is, the even deficit of the fodder is also increasing. Maybe green or maybe dry, but deficit is increasing. And these are all the requirement of foundation seeds. So the different forage crops, foundation seeds which are required in future generation. The 39,410 quintals of foundation seeds are required, calculated according to the area which is already there with the seed rate. And why the fodder seeds are so important? You know that seed is one of the most critical component in the livelihood of the agriculture community. It's a very important component. So why the fodder seeds are very important? Because the seed production in case of fodder crops are very difficult. You may be knowing that now. They are the shy seeders. Okay, so you take the maize. South African maize, you may be knowing the SMH, African tall maize. So if you go and cultivate other maize, you can harvest up to 30 quintals per acre. But here, getting 18 or 15 or 18 quintals are very difficult. Even though it grows up to 10 feet, it grows up to sometimes 12 feet. Even with the greater biomass, it is unable to produce. The maize itself is like that. If you see the other crops like perennial grasses, production of seed is very difficult task. And it is estimated that you know that we are all know as a seed technology, first and foremost thing what we are going to tell is if you use quality seed, it will going to contribute our 15 to 20%. So by telling this, we are going to highlight our importance of the seeds. So how this climate change will going to affect the quality and production, particularly in case of water. How is it going to affect? It will going to affect the crop phenology. Climate change, how it going to affect crop phenology? In crop phenology, you can see the flowering and fruiting phenology of plants is very sensitive to environmental flows such as temperature, moisture, and also photosynthesis. Particularly, the change in climate directly is going to affect the flowering and fruiting phenology of the crops. Maybe forage crops or even other crops will also going to affect it. And the rising temperature likely to reduce the length of effective growing season. Just now I was telling the crop season should be more. If crop season is less, automatically yield is going to reduces. And the record high day temperature and the night time temperature during summer growing season reduces the leaf and also rain capacity of the crops. And the high temperature can alter the number of leaves, size of leaves, or orientation of the leaves, and might change the depth of the roots of plants. Not only it will change, it will going to reduce the depth of the roots of plant. What will happen if root length is shorter? Root length is short, and what will happen? We know that while taking the observation, we are going to observe the primary root system and also secondary root system. All the root system should be appropriate. So if it is reduced, what will happen? Yes, it will going to affect in many ways to the crop growth. And not only it is affecting the plant phenology, it will going to affect the reproductive system of the plants. Like the reproductive process are adversely affected much sooner than the vegetative process. Instead of plant growth, the effect will be more on the reproductive process. And heat stress is in many plant species induce the sterility when heat is imposed immediately before or during the anthesis. If temperature is more, what will happen? It will going to cause the sterility in the plant. So once the sterility is there, the seed setting will be less. The pulse legumes are particularly sensitive to heat stresses at the time of blooming. And for example, if you take only few days of exposure to high temperature like 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, it can cause the heavy yield loss to the flower drops and also pod abortions. So you go and see in the pulse production area during summer season, you can see the flower drops. 30 to 40% of flower will going to drop, mainly because of higher temperatures. And higher temperature accelerates stigma and oval development, reducing the duration for which they are receptive to pollen and pollen. The pollen stigma receptivity, the pollen viability will also going to reduce. If the stigma receptivity and pollen viability reduces, ultimately it will going to reduction in the seed setting percentage. If seed setting percentage is reduces, ultimately yield will going to reduces. The anthesis, particularly the effect of this climate change, mainly it will going to affect the pollen viability. Each stress affects male and female gametogenesis for pollen pistil interaction and also embryo development. In most of the crops, we are going to get the embryo abortion, mainly because of the higher temperature. At the air temperature is more than 36 degrees Celsius, which is going to cause the pollen to lose the viability, particularly in case of cotton. I mean corn. Okay, so I will tell what will happen in the corn with 1% rise in the temperature, how it will going to affect the corn seed production. The pollen loss or stigma receptivity under high temperature stress might be the primary reason for the lower number of the seed producing in the legumes, particularly in case of legumes. The temperature is more, the seed production per pod is going to reduces. The pollen sterility and pollen production at higher temperature may also cause association with the early degeneration of the tapulate layer of the pollens. So it leads to the sterility. Okay. And lower seed set under heat stress can be caused either by poor anther dehiscence, causing lower number of the germinating pollens on stigma, or because of decreasing pollen viability or oval function. Finally, the more important effect of climate change will be particularly at the time of anthesis and the flowering. So not only flowering, it will also going to cause the damage on seed length and also filling durations. So madam, I will skip this slide because and seed size will also going to reduces. Okay, you may be knowing the heat stress increased, the percentage of seed seeds is going to decrease, seed size is going to increase. And the temperature influence on seed size may result from overall change on the growth rate. Why the seed size will going to decrease? Because the seed growth rate will going to changes. Because of that, automatically all these changes will going to occur. Seed yield, no need to tell once again. The seed yield will definitely it will going to reduces. So finally, we can say the seed yield increases with the temperature up to 29 degrees Celsius for corn, but temperature above this threshold level is very harmful for the corn cultivation. Here you can see the global maize production reported that the 8.3% yield reduction in maize will be taken place just by increasing 1 degree Celsius of the temperature, particularly in case of maize. 8.3% of the yield going to reduces just 1 degree Celsius. We can imagine the future course of the crop production. And seed dormancy is also occurs mainly because of oil, because of the higher temperature. The environmental factor affecting the seed dormancy, including temperature, water availability, light intensity, light quality, photo period, altitude, and also mineral. All this is going to influence on the seed dormancy. Here, higher temperature during seed development are generally associated with lower physiological dormancy. So most of the crop, what we are going to tell, if it is dormancy is there, we tell them to dry the seeds properly and then submit. If you dry the seeds at higher temperature, lower physiological dormancy is going to exist in the seeds, and which may be caused by reducing synthesis of inhibitory compounds like abscisic acid, and at higher temperature or greater synthesis of chromatic substances like DA. Okay, the temperature will going to alter the synthesis of growth regulators or synthesis of the inhibiting compounds. The drought typically causes a reduction in seed dormancy when it is imposed biochemically and possible by interfering with the synthesis of inhibitors or promoters of germination. Okay, and in addition to that, it's going to affect the seed quality. So in one of the slide I was telling, the product will also going to affect it because of change in the climate. What are those products? Our product is the seed. The seed means the quality should be good. So it will going to affect the seed quality. Like there are three components which are responsible for the seed quality. They are size of the seeds and composition of the nutritional quality of the seeds and also ability to germinate and grow. These are the important characteristics of the quality seeds and it should be good. And drought and heat stress can have a profound impact on seed quality of cereals and legumes mainly because of their impact on nutrient uptake, assimilate supply, partitioning, and also remobilization of the nutrient. And higher temperature of anthesis have been shown to reduce the seed quality, particularly the atmospheric carbon dioxide affected seed yield per unit area and mean seed. So these are all the factors they are responsible for reduction in the seed quality parameters. Why? They are all because of change in the climatic conditions. And so not only that, it's a more effect on the pollination. The climate change is causing changes in the distribution of many insect, plant, and bird species. Usually pollination will be done by the insects or birds, such as ants, isn't it? So these the, the distribution is going to change. Nowadays we are we may be seeing cross, the cross, black bird, cross. So earlier in my village we used to get lot of cross. Nowadays because of this pollution is not only this pollution. So the high tension wire of electrical wire was passed through our villages. Nowadays we are not getting even single cross. So that means because of change in the climate, we are losing all this pollinating agent also. And changes in the temperature alter the nature or timing of the species interaction. I told while telling the honeybee's activity, because of temperature increases, activity will be restricted to only some time, not for always. And about 70%, 75% of the food crops, like including cereals, legumes, fruits, vegetables, nuts, a deficit in pollination services reduces the food quality or quantity. The measure of agriculture is there, therefore, the potentially affected by the pollinator scarcity. So somebody was telling in the agriculture seminar, if the bees are not there on the earth, the food availability will be nil. Okay, that means the pollinators play a major role for production of the food for us. How to mitigate this strategy for seed technological aspect? I was telling all the adverse conditions because of the climate change. So not only telling the adverse condition, how to overcome the adverse condition. A lot of things are there. As a seed technological point of view, how to overcome this adverse condition, how to mitigate this one. Use modern research techniques like C4 engineering. A C4 plant may be converted into C4 plant to utilize increasing level of atmospheric carbon dioxide. So that genetic engineering people will going to take care of this. Converting C4, C3 plants into C4 plant is not our duty. But even though we should know. And then there is a need to shift crop growing areas towards the suitable locations. Already we were discussing in the morning. There are different agroclimatic conditions. We are exploring why we are exploring this. We have to find out the alternate seed production area. When the seeds are not able to produce here, we have to go for some other places. We have to find out the alternate area. And where the pest and disease incidence will be less and crop growth will be good. And seed coating with thermostable polymer augmented with pesticides and growth supplements is a promising option in high value crops to cope up with the harsh field conditions. This is our major interventions. We have to interfere in this case and we have to find out the solution for the climate change. And retain high amount of moisture content in the soil for easy germination of the seeds in alternate to cope up with the changing soil moisture pattern. How to retain the soil moisture content? You have to give more and more irrigation. As a seed technological point, how to increase the soil moisture content? I will tell you in the next sentence. To withstand the low soil moisture condition in the field, the seed hardening, alternate wetting and drying of the seeds under artificial condition is to be practiced for sensitive crops. These are the seed technological intervention to overcome the climate change. So we have to do all these things in future, particularly you people are the budding scientists. You must know. In future means we have to face the climate change. So who is going to face? You people have to be face. And amending soil with the super absorbent hydrogels that can retain the soil moisture several times higher even in the dry soil condition, which will going to improve the seed germination and also seedling emergence. So it can also be used as an alternate techniques. So go for seed jelly, hydrogelling of seeds, and you can go for the soil. Definitely, we can overcome the high temperature shocks. and novel breeding approaches for high germinable varieties and hybrids displaying photo and thermo insensitive nature. You have to go for breeding of uh, the, the photo and also thermo insensitive varieties. And these are all the some of the fodder crops. So where they are suitable, you take this Congo signal grass. The first one is Congo signal grass. It performs better in waterlogging condition as compared to hot condition and also drought. The waterlogging condition is very much required. And if you want to go for the take-up seed production program, you have to select such area for the seed production. It can exist up to 1000 millimeter of the rainfall. It can grow in the versatile type of soil. All type of soil it can be grown. The suitable for wet tropic conditions. And you say take paragraphs. It will be very good, perform very good in case of waterlogged condition and fairly it perform during the drought condition. It is also grown in different types of soil. It's very tolerable for waterlogging conditions. And in case of buffalo grass, you can say last one. It is very good in drought conditions, but its performance should be very poor in waterlogging conditions. Even with the 300 millimeter rainfall, it can survive. And light medium texture soils are very good for the cultivation of this the buffalo grass. And these are all the different road grass, Guinea grass, centrosoma, and also glycine. They perform different with different conditions. Some are good in the hot conditions, some are good in drought conditions, some are good in waterlogged conditions. But some are they won't perform in waterlogged conditions. Even grasses they perform different in different conditions. This is the Styloxanthus hematanthus, Styloxanthus cabra. They are very good in drought conditions. You can see, go and see in the margin the soils at lower rainfall area. You are going to see this existence of this scabra and also hemata. Even less than 500 millimeter rainfall, they can survive. So these are all the different crops you can see. This is the Napier Bagra hybrid. The top one, other one is the other Napier, and this is Setaria, Nandi Setaria. This one, that is the green panic. The fourth one is green panic in nature. And this is Sudan grass. This one is Sudan grass. This is blue plant. These are all the part of they are the side seeders. They produce one less. You harvest in that the 1.1 to 1.5 quintal is less than that. We are going to get the seed from these grass. See, this is the Anjan grass and this is the Guinea Makoni. You may be knowing. In Guinea grass, there are two types. One is cultivated for longer period, other one is cultivated annually. And this is last one is Congo signal grass, particularly this is for both the crops. But for the catchment area, we are going to put it to where the soil also, even if it is going to provide the fodder. But all these crops, the seed setting is the major problem. And seed dormancy is other problem. Seed germination is other problem. And next is the seed setting. We are going to get the chaffy seeds. More than 40% we are going to get the chaffy seeds. These are all the problem. If anybody want to work with the fodder grass, a lot of problems are there. So these are all the, this is blue sir, this is the field bin, and this is the fodder groundnut, and this is north bean. So these are all the different fodder crops. So, but finally, we can say that the change in climatic condition is going to adversely affect the particularly the agriculture system. So in the agriculture system, the seed industry is going to affect it more because our main intention is to produce the quality seed. If you go under adverse condition, we can get the quantity. Quality may not be available. Okay, so means that particularly fodder crops it's difficult to grow the seeds under adverse conditions. So that's all I wanted to tell. Thank you very much for your patience hearing. So here and there I collected something from physiology something from agronomic and something from the pathologist. Like that, I have compiled all the data and placing in front of you, because here most of them are agronomic information. Okay, if anything want to tell, you can ask. If I know, I will going to answer.
Thank you.
See how it will be. If temperature is more, what will happen? We have to irrigate more. Water uptake will be more. But sufficient nutrient uptake will not going to take place by the plant, because its duration will be going to condense. Well, duration is condensed, it cannot utilize all the nutrient for its growth and development. For example, I will give 1 kg food to you. Okay, it has to be taken in 3 times: morning, afternoon, and evening. If you eat only once, what will going to happen? It will going to cause adverse effect. Pardon? Okay.
Some examples was given.
So almost all the pelleting water seed enhancement techniques are there that we can follow, and as a seed technology, we should overcome this climate change. How to overcome? Through some of the enhancement techniques, maybe anything. It may be pelleting, or it may be, it should not, it should be able to tolerate the environmental changes.
First of all, thank you for giving a wonderful lecture about prospect and challenges in policy production and climate change. My question is about major parts of Tamil Nadu, we eat rice for consumption. In that way, we use puddling condition for paddy seed rice production. In that, already we can see that the methane emission is also increasing.
So I will say that I'm pretty much. Please, if you want to ask, you ask some agronomy. I told you, I have collected some of the facts from the agronomy in detail, because it's pertaining to seed meteorology. Please, many things not knowing, but if ask the question, our mind will going to run, and we are going to know by asking this question to the relevant people. Okay, you asked, I will going to ask tomorrow itself. I will going to ask our agronomist.
Fodder seed collection is the problem.
Yes. No, in fodder, everything is a problem. I was involved in the seed production program of fodder. Everything is the problem. Seed collect and seed setting is the problem. Establishment of fodder crop itself is a problem through seeds. Okay, so if you sow 100 seeds, you are going to get 10 to 15 seeds. It is starting with everything is a problem. If you want to work lot of things are there. The only thing we are not working because it's a neglected crop. If you work on that crop, you will not get the name. Only we want maize, we want rice, we want sunflower, some light crops we want.
Based on your experience, is that it is actually effectively collecting the fodder sorghum seeds. Because we have multi-cut sorghum.
See what they are going to tell actually. Actually, in the fodder sorghum, multi-cut sorghum, the first cut should not be used for the seed. We are not getting uniform seeds. So second cut, third cut onwards, you can collect. You cannot go for longer period. 1 or 2 cuts you have to collect. If you go 4 cuts up to 5 cuts or 6 cuts, you are going to get small pot. Only the second or third cut is the optimum cut to collect the multi-cut sorghum. In multi-cut crop, any multi-cut crop you take, second cut even no sir. First cut you will not get uniform plant population. So in the second cut, you are going to get uniform maturity. And if you go for another 5-6 cuts, the seed collection will do very less.
Dr. Sujata connected.
Okay, madam.
Already
Madam, good
connected.
morning, madam.
Sir, good morning. How are you?
Fine, madam.
Okay. Okay,
Thank you,
we are.
sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity, madam.
Oh, thank you, sir. We attended your lecture. Very nice lecture, sir. It's very useful for the students. Forage seed production with related to climate resilient. We have attended a very nice lecture, sir. It's very useful for the students.
Thank you, madam. Just
Thank
I
you.
collected from the different sources and putting in front of you people.
Okay, sir. Okay. But it is very useful to the students, sir.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
അല്ല അത് രണ്ടതാവും. Okay, sir. Any more questions? Because the first semester students, they are undergoing course for seed production. Not in this sense. We have used many things to so it, but how important we are interacted about many topics. They have any see about aspects of seed storage.
See, in case of forage crops, storage is not a problem. Okay, only few crops. Storage may be problem, particularly wholesome. If you go for some pasture like use pasture classes, the storage is not a problem because the getting germination is the problem. We take steroids at the same time. So this year it will go into germinate next year. So we have to break the dormant set of the soil. Otherwise, things
Even department of the showing interesting.
water crops and forest crops, seed demand is still there. Demand is there. We don't know the demand because lot of demand is there. Only few people are there fighting the. They are growing and fighting, but we don't know where the seeds are. Lot of demand is there. Water seeds, why the water production is reducing means we are not getting the seeds in appropriate time and appropriate places. Demand is
Have any adverse effect on
don't try your theory. Don't have, no such. If adverse effect is there, people will not.
Okay, thank you, sir. First of all, I thank Sitaraju sir for his presentation. And it is useful for the PG students, especially they are undergoing seed production, forage seed production course. And also, sir covers the impact on climate change scenario for India, and also supply and demand scenario of forage, and also climatic change effects on seed quality and production, and also it covers phenology, reproduction, anthesis, and also seed filling duration, seed yield, dormancy, and also climate change on pollination and mitigation strategies, and also last the fodder crops under adverse conditions. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank all of you who has provided the opportunity to not only talk about the things, I am going to gain many things. We have so many questions, something, some may no, some may not be knowing to me, that I can learn. Thank you very much. And personally, I am profusely thank Professor Andred and also the Royal Committee Chairman, Madam, and also students, College of Agriculture and Research Institute, Madurai, and also the PNU, particularly the Department of Seed Science and Technology. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and it's my bound duty and honor to propose a formal vote of thanks in this event. I thank Dean SPGS TNA Coimbatore and Dean ACNRA Madurai and Director Seed Center, especially our Professor DSST Madurai and DSST Coimbatore, and Chairperson and members and Proctor of this Advisory Committee. Particularly our facilitating students and faculty members joining from Madurai and main campus. And special thanks to Dr. Professor Andred Siddharaj sir, US GKVK Bangalore for his special lecture on progress and challenges in forage seed production under climate change, as well as external for PhD public defense 5 hours. I thank all the PG and PhD students for their attentive participation. And I thank Professor Agricultural Economics for providing this video conferencing hall for this utilization. And thanks one and all on behalf of our Department of Seeds and Technology, AC and RI Madurai. Thank you very much.
Ma'am,